Grant Hill asks, did any of y'all play high school football? If so, what position were you any good? Snacks.
I played.
You played the IR.
Yeah, I was literally on the IR pretty much my whole high school football career. We had a team of like 30 kids, so you played both ways. I was a cornerback wide receiver. Got a couple of massive concussions, as you guys probably could tell by the way I talk. And then I had cancer, so...
He had a big uphill battle there.
Yeah. I will say, though...
Let's just be honest. With your frame, football is not really your sport.
Yeah. With your frame, there's not a lot of sports that are your sport.
Wide receiver, there was nothing there. Cornerback, you would have been surprised.
I could see you being like a safety, just hanging out back there.
No, I was cornerback there.
You didn't play football in high school, did you?
No, I wrestled.
Why the fuck didn't you play football?
Wrestling and football is not the
You were
same,
like built like
season.
like a perfect
Well,
linebacker.
I was going to be a lineman, and I didn't want to play on the line, number one. Number two, it was before wrestling season.
So you're not a freak athlete.
So I had this fear of getting hurt before wrestling season every year. I was a much better wrestler.
Well, I could say my friend Chris Farley, not the rest in peace Chris Farley, will attest that I was a phenomenal open field tackler. So
yeah?
I was.
I feel like I would have need you in your fucking head.
Yeah, I would have
every
destroyed
time.
you.
Well, that's what it was. I just went for people's knees.
You piece of shit.
And they just went down. It was great. But I was on the IR.
I never played high school football. I played 1 year of football in 8th grade. And
I played like 7th and 8th grade.
That was when like all the dads had their kids starting and shit. And since Dan Reed played over me at safety. His dad put me in at safety for one play. I had a pick six, and then I never played safety again. I was like, this is fucking absurd. So I didn't play football in high school, but I played other sports. It was baseball, soccer, basketball.
I wouldn't go totally with the dads. Everybody hated my dad, and I still played because I was good.
You didn't play. You were hurt.
No, 8th grade, you said.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what I mean, though. In general, that's around the time.
Yeah.
My mom wasn't out there sticking up for me, unfortunately. Mom, do better. Snacks, what's wrong with Saquon Barkley? Whiskers ass. They don't throw him the ball anymore. I do have a question. Yeah, like what's going on there?
He's hurt.
That's it?
There's no... He had a high ankle sprain, and we were all like, now Saquon's a freak. He'll come back outside of the 4 to 8 week timeline. Came back in 3 weeks. He's a freak, but he's also a human being.
Is he?
Also, he's been really bad. Like the game against Chicago this past Sunday, dropped an easy wheel route that he could have caught and ran for 60 yards.
You think he's just given up on the season? He's just like out of it. He's mentally checked out.
I'm not gonna go that far.
It's like my last.
But I wouldn't blame him. But he's dropped like 3 that I can count off the top of my head. 3 very key passes. 1 in Tampa Bay, 1 in Dallas, and 1 last week. Not that it really would have mattered.
I think it's at this point, it's good for you.
He's shot. Saquon,
good for the team.
Saquon is shot this year. They should have shut him down as soon as he had that high ankle sprain. But they didn't. They want to keep rolling him to try and win 4 games and not get Chase Young. So
all right. I'm going to cut you off right there. That was a couple of the Patreon questions. We're going to answer the rest of them at the end of the show. You could sign up and live stream with us and get these questions in. If you have any, patreon.com/BDGE. Let's get into the episode. Scott, hit that inchy row. What's cracking, big dogs? Welcome back to the Contaminated Dungeon. This is the podcast known as Fade the Public. I am Nicholas. That is Animal. That is Snacks. Make sure you are following us on Twitter as well as the Fade the Public Twitter. And make sure you're following Scott on Twitter too. Our editor's up there throwing out fucking beautiful video clips. He's best in the game. Just give him a couple of years and he will be widely known around the industry. I'm going to have to fucking make him sign a no compete clause because we're going to have established the run in Roto World and all these fuckers trying to pull him away from us. Scott, you know what? I'm gonna finish you before you break my heart. You're fired, Scott. But finish this episode first, and then you're fired.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Stop cheating me, man! Just stop! Horsehair.
Throw me the fucking thing. Fucking piece of shit.
That's not bad!
let's talk about the E-Town Get Down, which is our high-stakes money league that we've been in for. This is our 11th year. As we do every week, we're going to recap it. Me and Snacks faced off. Huge matchup this week. Snacks, I'll let you do the honors. How'd it go?
Did not go well. I have been mightily disappointed by my production from Matt Ryan and Julio.
I think Julio's going to be out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the time y'all watch
it's
it,
not looking good.
I got Gage, so hopefully he can do something. I'm not counting on anything. But as you guys know, I was a stand for Matt Ryan this year. Maybe the ankle injury kind of threw him off, but overall it's been really bad.
I mean, it's not like Matt Ryan was going to help you in this matchup.
No, absolutely not. Literally, I watched it on the stat.
Well, I mean, if Matt Ryan played well and Julio Jones maybe played well, like that could have been an extra 30 points or so.
They could have equaled Deshaun and DeAndre, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, we started off on fire, 43-ish points from Houston, that Watson-Hopkins
that's
combo.
when I knew I was done.
Yeah, you didn't really do much after that besides Jameson Ertz.
Yeah.
James Washington was a nice little plug.
I mean, dude, look at those four. You like that? Dude, I was real proud of myself. And then I was like, I put him in for Robbie Anderson, and then he ended up with 17. So I was like, it's not really that cool.
I had him in so many parlays to score a touchdown once I knew Juju was out. So.
Yeah, Jay Wash I got excited about because we knew Juju was out.
Yeah, he went for an 85.
79-yard touchdown. Yeah, he was terrible
after
outside of
that
that.
one. It was
Yeah.
nothing.
But that's who he is.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. He's a big playmaker. But
I get it.
Ertz,
I get it.
Ertz is really coming on, man. Ertz has really been like the tight end that people drafted him to be over the last like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
11 targets, 11 targets.
It's about fucking time.
14 targets. I mean, he's averaging like 11.
And I'll say right now.
You're so wrong. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we didn't even tell you that today's episode is all about league winners. We're gonna get into guys that we think, the fantasy playoffs are about to be here. For most of y'all, they'll start next week if you're in 12-team leagues. The buys kick off, but we each selected a few players that we think are literally going to win you your fantasy football championship. They're not necessarily guys you could trade for. They're not guys you can get on the waiver wire. Maybe one or two of them are. But we're just talking in general, like who have the best schedules. Who do we think? Every year there are a couple guys that burst onto the scene. Every year there are a couple guys that just outright, if you don't have them on your team, you can't win your fantasy championship if someone else in the playoffs has those guys.
Damian Williams last year.
Yep.
Hey.
Right. Or Todd Gurley 2 years ago, or
Todd Gurley,
like those kind of guys. So we're gonna get into them at the end of the episode after we break down the rest of the Eat Sound Get Down. So yeah, my team did pretty well. I'm finally over the bye week, so I get Gordon, Hill, Eckler back. I am sitting in third place, I believe, one game behind you and Stevie, but I am ahead in points of everyone except Steve. So I'm sitting pretty good. We do have 2 weeks left still in our matchup because it's in our season because it's 10 teams. So we play 14 weeks of the regular season. Next week I play Skinny Wieners, 10th place. So I mean,
this would be an epic loss if you.
It would be monumental
if he beats you.
It would be monumental. I
still
think
it would definitely matter.
I would be in 4th place probably.
Why would it matter?
Because I have the points tiebreaker.
Because if I lose this week and he loses,
unlike you, other people in the league score points.
Okay, but if he loses this week and I lose, I'm still a game ahead of him.
Okay,
so it matters.
I mean, that's all well and good, but
I want to play you so bad in the first round.
Don't
what?
He's
I don't have a choice.
He doesn't want to play anybody in the first round. He knows he's just
Who
gonna
would
get
you want to buy?
dominated.
You want a first round buy in a 10-team league?
Yeah, it'd be great.
Well, hold on. Yes. So before we get to your little matchup that honestly I'm so disgusted as a league to talk about. That's just me. Sorry. I don't want to disrespect my godfather, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
it. Really bad.
Wait, I want to talk about Snacks' situation because
I'm not dead.
Snacks, I almost left you for dead. You're on a 6-game losing streak. You started off really fucking hot, 5-1, sitting at 5-7 in 7th place. Hold on, in 7th place, you have the 4th most points scored. Yeah. So you are 2 games behind 4th, 5th, 3rd place.
Right.
And there's 2 games left. So you will need one of those 3 teams to lose both games. You will need to win both games. So,
if you look at the matchups, it's not crazy.
You
I
sent
ain't
over.
banking on it. I'm not banking on it. But here's my thing. And I think we talked about it after when we did the draft. I loved my draft.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I did anything wrong in my draft. I drafted Damian Williams, who I didn't want to draft, but he fell to the 5th round. OJ Howard, I didn't want to draft, fell to the 6th round when he was going, both guys going 3rd and 4th and whatnot.
I don't care about your draft right now. You fucking, who cares about your draft right now?
I'm just saying that's why I started hot.
If,
I started hot.
And the Patriots defense were getting you 25 points a week.
Well, go back and look at the matchups because if you take away 14, I'd still
I know
win
your team was
4
doing
of them.
great.
If
So,
we
yeah.
still had the rule where
draft.
the fourth playoff spot went to the fourth most points in the league, you would squeeze in there now.
It's fine, but you know what? I'm over it. It's okay.
Actually, no, you wouldn't, but-
it happens. My road to a playoff berth isn't as outrageous.
If it was
as
straight
it
Vegas, I think you obviously need a lot of losses, a lot of wins.
I do, yeah.
But if it was straight up just like projections via Yahoo or Vegas,
I'm in.
you're in because like all of them project to be in your
But
favor,
that never
but that's not
happens.
going to happen.
I was projected to beat you by 20.
I'm
doesn't
shocked that I
happen.
won, to be honest.
Let's
with you.
move away from the guy who's 5-7 and thinks he's still going to make it to the playoffs.
Let's go. Segue snacks. Let's go to the owner of the 9th least amount of points in the league.
Eighth.
And
Really?
I'm
He moved ahead of
8-4
Deech.
in second place. So
by
like,
how
you
many?
can talk all this shit you want.
By
I'm
how many?
8-4. I'm in second place.
22,
Oh,
23.
you have 22 more points in the 8th. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
All right, Animal, take it away.
I'm 8-4. I'm in
Fuck
second
this
place.
motherfucker up right now.
There's nothing. You're in 7th place. Why are you talking shit?
My team's better than yours.
I mean, maybe on paper, I don't even know if it's better than yours. I'm 8-4.
What did you need to win this week? Tell the audience.
Well, listen, what happened was
It's simple.
It is.
there was a little thing with the owner had a problem with some of his players. Jordan
All right,
Howard was
so-
a late
Nick, please.
Non-start.
Come on. This is the most. This is controversial. This is the
Okay,
most
so
pathetic win / loss ever.
Not my fault. I had nothing to
No,
do with
it's
it.
not
All I
your
can do
fault.
is play who's in front of me.
I was rooting for you. I was
So
literally.
should we break
stayed
down
up
the
to-
situation for Deech right now? Like of what's going on in the actual overview of the league with Deech? Because I don't think any of our league members actually watch this. So
Except Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll know. But anyways, all right. So Deech, who's in 9th place, was the one playing Animal. Animal wins by 3 points. However, Deech does not put a running back or a tight end in his lineup, so he gets 2 zeros for the tight end
You
spot.
only win by 3.
For the tight end spot, that can I guess be excused away because he had Ebron, who he wasn't going to play. He went to pick up Jared Cook because Ebron was playing Thursday night, so he thought he would have Jared Cook, I guess, for the game. I don't even know what happened. Why he should have known that he wasn't going to get Jared Cook, but he tried to.
He
It
didn't
didn't
put in
work.
the backup, I guess,
He has
yeah.
Austin Hooper, so it just didn't work because we have waivers run every day. It's not a free for all where you could pick players up on Sunday. So he didn't have a tight end, but he played Jordan Howard in his lineup when he had Adrian Peterson sitting on his bench, which would have won the matchup. And then Duke. Oh no, well you said Duke Johnson wouldn't have won. Duke Johnson would have won the
Duke
matchup.
Johnson would have won by like 0.84, and I would have lost my fucking mind.
So if he had just started a running back, he would have won.
Yeah.
You would have dropped probably.
Any of the guys.
You
he
actually would have
had
dropped to
on-
like sixth place.
I'd be in a lot of trouble, yeah.
Yeah. So
be in a lot of trouble.
This is why I think it's a fucking fugazi.
So normally, like
Your
this
team sucks.
this wouldn't happen in our league.
8-4.
The problem is this: Deech, a longtime member of the E-Town Get Down, wrote me a beautiful handwritten letter, and he is, unfortunately, it hurts to say this, but he will be resigning from the E-Town Get Down round 11. He will not be a participant next year.
I will remember you. Will you remember me?
And in the letter, it states, I will perform to the best of my ability for the rest of the season. So I can't really
Hold on.
Yes.
There was also something I believe that was in there that said the reason he is leaving is because he just doesn't have the time and the knowledge to commit to this league that the commitment that it deserves. So
Are you using that as an excuse for why I didn't set his lineup?
I'm just saying he's
Dude,
a
it
busy
takes
guy.
2
He's
seconds.
realized it takes 2 seconds when you set your lineup, but then you don't know that Jordan Howard's. How does he know?
But he had guys on the bench to put in there Sunday morning.
Might not be like us and get notifications on Twitter. Yahoo notifies you 9 hours later that your player is going to be out. They're terrible with that.
Regardless.
You
It's
can
a
keep
terrible
trying
excuse.
to justify your awful win.
You got the win. It doesn't matter. You don't have to
I
make
know.
an excuse for it. But it puts me as the commissioner in an odd predicament because there are going to be other players there. There will probably be someone who
There
misses.
has been that people were
There's going to be
talking already.
There's going to
Hey,
be
listen,
someone.
Steve didn't start defense like 2 times last year. All right,
There's going to be
So-
someone that
Please.
misses out on the playoffs because
That
Deech didn't
affects
set
me,
his
though.
lineup. It
Deech
affects
beats you,
Snacks.
that affects me.
It does. So
It does.
Listen, that's
in
just
my
the way the
position,
cookie
there's nothing
crumbles.
I can do because he's not going to get last place, so he's not going to have to do the punishment. But like, what am I? I can't ban him from the league because he already fucking quit.
Yeah, there's nothing you do.
So
You gotta
again,
eat it.
just like Scott, where I hurt him before he hurts me,
Just stop!
I might just ban Deech before he actually officially
But
quits.
it honestly is annoying because I literally said even if I,
agree,
lose,
yeah.
as
I'd
long
be-
as you
I'd be
lose, I
pissed.
have a shot.
I'd be
I'm-
fucking
I
pissed.
am.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
I get
annoyed.
it, but
I'm annoyed.
I know you guys don't care about this.
Does anyone,
And I
have,
even
does anyone
texted
have a
him- I
suggestion
even
or
te-
proposal?
Let's
for
just
me
look at
there?
the fact
Like,
that
there's
Odell
nothing I can
Beckham DJ Moore and Tyler Boyd haven't done shit all fucking year, and then the year they play me. I just want to point it out. DJ Moore breaks his arm in the game, just 28 points, and his arm heals.
That has nothing to do with it, Max. I even texted him Thursday. I'm like,
2 touchdowns.
Can you please put somebody in? Jordan Howard's likely not to play. Please find a tight end too. Like, just knowing that even if I lose, my game against Animal this week would mean something. Whether it's for me or him. Either which way. Now it still does mean something, but it's less likely to mean anything. And that's annoying. So
yeah, I mean,
take a win. I'm annoyed. Granted, I probably wouldn't make the playoffs anyway.
I deserve this after that fucking loss against Eric. I deserve this.
That's not a deserving win. That's the stupidest fucking thing. You sound like a child.
No,
I deserve this win because I lost by 0.2 because Chris Carson came off the field because the officials decided to review it. Shut the fuck up.
I needed this win.
Are you kidding me? You scored the 8th fewest points in the league. You don't deserve anything.
All right, we're going too long.
So right now we're sitting at LL Cool Stevie 2 Chainz, first place, most points.
Everyone's fucking ripping on me for it. Don't even worry about it. I'm good. Trust me. It always works after this.
Animal in second place, 8-4, tied in record. I am in third place, 7-5, second most points. And then we got Just Grit, Shano, who is rocking the duo of Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, a duo you do not want to play in the playoffs. No. So I'm hoping I get to play Animal first round in the playoffs because
easy win.
That'll get me right into the chip, and then things will be good. But we got 2 more weeks ahead of us, and things will be getting interesting. So tune in. So tune in. So tune the fuck in. Are y'all ready to tune in? League motherfucking winners. Let's talk league winners. Let's talk about guys that if you have on your roster, you're looking pretty.
You gonna win.
You looking pretty. You looking real good for the playoffs. Let's talk
league winners.
Okay. Snacks, start us off, bud.
Boom, boom, boom.
Been bragging about your notes all day. I want to hear what you got.
I do have notes.
I know.
I wrote them in red.
And I legitimately want to hear them.
I wrote them in red because I like blood.
Just tell us your fucking league winner.
Well, I have a few young guys. The first guy I have.
Just give us one.
He's a young dude. Young wide receiver on a team that is operated by Tom Coughlin. His name is DJ Chark. Okay?
Always got to throw that in there, huh?
Yeah, always. Always throw Tommy C's name in there.
Respect.
Do we realize DJ Chark is number 4 wide receiver ranked this year?
And he's played with 2 quarterbacks this season. So it's obviously he's just a talented
kid's a fucking animal.
He's a fucking animal. And it's funny you say that because in the last 2 weeks with Nick Foles back, he's had 21 targets. And his first week, he only had 4 targets, but he caught all 4 for 146 yards.
And he had that nice big bomb.
In 3 games, he's had 3 touchdowns with Nick Foles. Game script wise, the Jaguars are really bad. They're going to be throwing the ball.
First of all, they can't stop anybody on the run.
That's my point.
All they do is fucking throw the ball. Nick Foles 48 pass attempts and 47 pass attempts over the last 2 weeks.
Right.
Leonard Fournette had a day the other day, but that was game flow.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So when you look at what he has the next 4 weeks, you see Tampa Bay this week. And what's Tampa Bay?
They can't stop
the
pass.
Worst. They're the worst pass defense in America. Literally America. Because I don't know how many other football leagues there are in America now that the AAF is gone. They're the worst. The Chargers next week is a little bit tough. Maybe he has Howard on, but whatever.
They haven't. They're a broken team. Derwin James coming back though.
They're a broken team, but game script wise, they might be down, probably throwing the ball. I could see him getting 8 targets, getting you 10, 11 points, PPR, half PPR. Then you got Oakland and Atlanta. Nick, I know you know how bad Atlanta is covering the wide receiver. Oh, you don't know?
No.
Oh.
Enlighten me.
They're really bad. And Oakland's probably even worse. In fact, they are worse because they're really bad. I fucked that up. Oakland's actually not as bad as Atlanta.
I was about to say.
They're both very bad.
They're bad.
Atlanta. So I'm saying, in the next 4 weeks, whether your playoffs start next week or the week after, he's got 3 teams in the top 10 worst pass defenses to go against.
All right.
With game script alone, he's going to get the ball, they're going to throw it, and he's going to make a difference. DJ Chark, league winner.
I like
that.
it. Boom. I like everything about it.
All right. I'm going to stay with
that's a rarity. That
I'm going to stay within the division, and I'm going to go to a quarterback that has been like the top quarterback waiver wire pick over the last
it's the same division.
4 weeks.
Exactly what you said.
Turn your fucking brain on. I appreciate you listening to me.
Segue,
hold on. They weren't plugged in.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry. They weren't plugged in. Yep.
Cool. Okay. Well, I rattled off a bunch of stats about Ryan Tannehill. The thing about Ryan Tannehill is not only has he been fucking fantastic since he took over from Marcus Mariota in fantasy, like I don't think he's had a game. He's had one game under 19 points, and it was 18.9 points. Yep. He was getting it done through the air in the red zone. He's getting it done via his legs and the schedule.
He's always been like that.
Weeks 14, weeks 15, week 16. Yeah, like
dual threat.
I'm wondering now, is Ryan Tannehill actually a good quarterback?
Yeah, he wasn't bad in Miami.
Did Miami
just hurt.
ruin everything that's ever came their way?
I mean, when he first,
I wouldn't call him a good quarterback.
I mean, early in his career, he wasn't bad for like a rookie and everything.
fine.
He just, he got hurt
Miami
back-to-back years.
No, you know what? Miami was in the playoffs or in the playoff picture every year. He was the starting quarterback.
You know, it's a great
but
problem
he
to
has
have.
never been what he's been fantasy-wise till now.
You know, it's a great problem to
Much
have.
better team around him.
I grabbed Ryan Tannehill off the waiver in E-Town Get Down. Like someone dropped him last week. But like I'm not gonna be able to start him over Deshaun Watson and Jameis Winston. Like I wish I could have used.
could trade
Matchup wise, I might start him over Winston.
I'm thinking about some of them. Ryan Tannehill in
for,
the
like, the
fantasy
dual threat.
playoffs gets Oakland, Houston, New Orleans. Oakland, the 5th most fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks. Houston, the 7th most fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks. The Saints, 12th most fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks.
Where's that New Orleans game?
That's in New Orleans, I believe. Either way, I hope it's in New Orleans.
Either way, matchup alone, I like that.
Yeah, if you
That's
look,
a tough matchup in New Orleans because Tannehill.
it could be. New Orleans, I feel like seems schizophrenic with their fucking offense and defense.
Right.
Sometimes they win like 35 to 30.
Last
Sometimes
week.
13-6.
Look
Makes no sense.
Look at last week. Right.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Tennessee Titans overall though. Like with Tannehill as a starting quarterback in his 5 starts, 4-1, 29.4 points per game.
Crazy.
Ranks only behind Baltimore and San Francisco. Ryan Tannehill has been absolutely lights out, putting up 20 points per game, if not more. He just had a monster like career high game in fantasy points this previous weekend, and it doesn't look like anything's going to stop him because the matchups certainly aren't going to be there. So Ryan Tannehill seems like the top streamer. He is widely available still in one quarterback leagues, but someone that will absolutely give you 25 to 30 point performances throughout the playoffs. So go grab Ryan Tannehill if he's available on your waiver because he's about to win some fucking leagues for y'all.
Yeah, you want a good floor? You got Ryan Tannehill
For sure.
Listen, I mean, I believe you said it really early in one of the earlier Fade the Public episodes that you think Ryan Tannehill is going to be the starter by midseason, and
he was.
So yeah, I have nothing wrong with that.
I don't know how much I expected him to be this good, but goddamn.
So my first league winner here, I'm going to go. It's a wide receiver. I want to see if you guys can guess it. I'm going to give you the points since week 4. He's had, this is half PPR, 10.3, 14, 8.9.
Devontae Parker.
Yeah, Devontae Parker.
What a guess.
That was good, right?
It's almost
So-
like we coordinated this via text before we filmed
And
this.
I did not know that because you gave us 2.
It could have been any. Yeah, it could have been
I did
another.
not
receiver.
know
I actually
that
had no
one.
idea who you guys picked, to be honest with you.
So here's the thing I'm looking at. 31 targets through the last 3 games. Him and Fitz have got a chemistry going now. Ever since Preston Williams went down, it's Devontae Parker show. Devontae Parker is playing the Jets, the Giants, and Cincinnati.
Oh, he's got a tough opponent next week.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about that. I'm talking about the playoffs and everything. Jets, Giants,
were the tough
Cincinnati.
opponent.
Oh,
Yeah, you didn't pick up on that.
You did not pick up on that one.
sorry.
You have to assume that anytime the Giants are
just
dropped,
can't-
it's going to be some
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
dumbass
I should-
comment.
I should. You're right.
From the East Coast over there.
He's playing for a contract here in a way because, listen, he was extended through 2020.
If a team signs him based off the fucking stats he's putting up right now,
I mean, that's what happens, though. That's what happens in the NFL.
It does.
so
They play
dumb.
for their contract.
As your peak. So he's going to play the rest of the season out. He's got to ball out. He's
He's been balling.
And he's been balling
awesome,
out.
yeah.
He's 17 points, 12.1 point. I mean,
I like this.
it's
pick, yeah.
there. The targets are there. The team is not that great, but the matchups are looking good.
And like think about it. His floor is literally like half point PPR. It's 10 points.
That's
Yeah,
my problem,
exactly.
though.
The targets, though.
It's just floor. Like I wouldn't consider him a league winner because I think
I think he's gonna
continue
get
go, like,
touchdown.
You're,
The next
you're
for
not
8.
seeing a pop off game.
I
No.
think you're gonna though. I think that's when we're gonna
you
see
might
now.
see
the end of
one,
the
but that's
season.
not league winning.
We're
He'll
gonna
go like 6 for 70. The 2 out of those 3 weeks, maybe a big game, but I don't see that as being a league.
I just
winner.
think those are games that the Dolphins are going to score touchdowns.
I can see it.
maybe.
No, I don't.
I mean, there's no one
Jets,
else in that passing
Giants,
offense.
and Cincinnati.
Like you said, I think he's
Well,
more of a floor play than a ceiling
It's
play. But
he's a big floor.
I'm talking about
Alan
like,
Hearns finally
This is
showed
a guy
up
you
last
put.
week.
This is not your wide receiver 1. This is
the
like
god.
a flex, a wide receiver 3 that you put in, and he's going to give you,
You
that.
feel confident getting at
Yeah.
least 10, 11 points.
would you rather
Yeah.
Chark or Parker for the remainder of the season?
Probably Chark
Me too. I think the ceiling is
because
just
the
absolutely
touchdowns are
astronomical.
the touchdowns are there.
Ceiling's the roof for Chark.
Yeah,
Big facts.
but this is more of like this is a guy you pop in your flex, and he could give you 18 points. I mean, my flex, championship week. I need 18 points. That sounds great.
Well, see, and you know what? I'm with you. I love Devontae. I've been starting him every week for how long now? But I'm kind of with Nick there. He could give me 18. I know he's going to give me 10. I know that, which...
granted,
depending
you'll be happy
on your
about
team,
most of it.
that could be a league winner. If you're starting him in flex, that could
Remember
be
last year how many guys flopped in the big games?
Yeah.
When it came down to the fantasy playoffs last year, how many big look, your team was like a fucking powerhouse and you put up like 85 points or whatever, right?
His wasn't the only.
That was so fucking
like
bad.
Pat Mahomes, all those guys shit
I was
the bed.
the number 1 seed last year.
These
and
are the guys.
I scored 65 points week 1 in the playoffs.
The weird,
you
obscure
really score
guys that you
65?
throw in, they win your
Holy
league.
shit.
Devontae Parker.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know if the touchdown upside is there, but I mean, you have to obviously really like Parker right now, just given the situation and how the offense literally. When you have an offense revolving around fucking Devontae Parker,
you got problems.
yeah.
Dude, and Fitzmagic just loves football.
Bro.
Guy just wants to play football. He doesn't care if it's
Guy
week
just
14,
It's so
week
true.
2.
That guy loves football.
He just wants to throw that fucking
He don't care if
football
he's losing
and score
45
touchdowns. That's
nothing.
it.
He's
Yeah.
throwing the
He'll
ball.
fucking run headfirst into the end zone
They also
down
have
45.
literally zero running game too. They continue to try to.
and that, well,
They
yeah.
have nothing.
Caleb
I didn't
Ballage
even
at this
mention
point
that,
is
but-
like it's like one of those stats where it's like if a quarterback has a bad game, it's like his QB rating would have been higher if he just threw every pass into the ground.
Right.
That's what like Caleb Ballage's games have been for the last couple
he's
weeks.
been that
Never
bad.
had a carry. He'd have a better
But
yard.
you gotta
The Dolphins might have won a
the
couple more
Dolphins are
games.
that bad. Maybe outside the Giants game, they're going to be losing, and they're going to be throwing like the Browns. Devontae Parker had 1 point in the first half. He wound up with 11,
Which is
just
why-
based on the game script.
Which is why some dumbass GM is going to sign him to a big contract.
Right. They're gonna
And it's
give him
like,
$10
and it's
million
like
a
someone
year.
as a fantasy
It's
owner
bad.
can tell you exactly why he's having a good year. And it's
bad.
not because he's good at football. It's because
It's
it's the
game
perfect storm of
script.
everything just hitting at once with Devontae Parker. But like the guy,
hey,
love.
You know what? Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
It's
He's
almost
paying big
5
ends.
years in.
Finally.
5 years in for all y'all
Finally.
Devontae Parker truthers.
Yeah, you can go tweet it
congrats.
out now.
Yeah, you probably dropped him or traded him by now. Guy you absolutely should not drop, nor trade, nor do anything with besides keeping your starting fucking lineup as your RB1 is Dalvin Cook. Now, this goes without saying, but I don't know if people
I
realize.
was thinking about dropping Dalvin Cook.
You know what's yeah, you know what? I probably would spend the $0 that I have in my fab budget to pick him up. You know what? Since it is Thanksgiving, I am extremely thankful that none of the redraft leagues that I play in have Dalvin Cook in the playoffs. Like Joe didn't make it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
huge.
Whoever I'm the one in the fucking big dog staff league that has him, and I don't think I'm gonna make the playoffs.
Okay, just to go back, I'm sorry, real quick. E10, I was going to take him 9.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I literally said that after the draft.
No, we didn't. No, you
Go
didn't.
back and look. Yes, I did.
We
I
talked
said-
about it for like 4 days before,
I was
and I
gonna-
was the one who was going to take him the second round.
I was
He's so
try-
full of
I-
shit. It's unbelievable.
I was trying to fool everybody into the whole boom, 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 which I did.
Show it on video. Show it on camera.
Go back.
Okay.
Look. We were sitting at my aunt's desk. I said, I really want Dalvin Cook at 9, and then pair him with Julio or whichever wide receiver fell. That's what I said.
yeah.
Go back.
Joe had a very, very
Ingram in the 4th is absurd.
bro.
I know. It's crazy.
Joe's first.
His first 2 picks are really bad.
Carry on is way worse than Dalvin Cook there. Carry on
Like, he
is
probably
way
could've-
fucking worse than Dalvin Cook.
He should have taken Adams. He probably could have got Cooks on his fucking
That's what I'm
second.
saying. He would have taken.
Cook in his
I
second.
was the only one that wanted Cook there, and he would have been able to.
He was gonna pass by me.
He was gonna pass by me.
He would have got Adams and then Cook. Yeah, that's why I was asking you. Remember, I was just like, "Are you taking a running back? You take a running back earlier in the day."
I wasn't doing it.
Cook.
I was going wide receiver, no
had an
matter
epiphany.
I
what.
wasn't doing it. I was going wide receiver, no matter what.
Epiphany overnight that I wanted Cook. I don't fucking know why, and now I'm sad. Now I'm upset.
God,
Whatever.
Either way,
Dalvin Cook, Detroit, week 14, second most fantasy points allowed to running backs.
That
the
defense is
Chargers,
bad.
week 15, 7th most fantasy points allowed to the running back. Green Bay, week 16, 4th most fantasy points allowed to the running back. He's already played 2 of these teams.
And he's Dalvin Cook.
Detroit and Green Bay. He played Detroit in week 7.
That's it.
150 yards from scrimmage, 2 touchdowns. He played Green Bay in week 2, 191 yards from scrimmage and 8 touchdowns. Both of those games were on
So
the road.
you've seen it already, so it makes you even more confident.
Yeah, so these guys are terrible against the run. We've already seen him go nuts
and
against
he
both of them.
stayed healthy. Which
stayed healthy the
preached
entire
all,
year.
We preached all off season. If this guy's healthy, he's
He actually
Yeah.
does
He's a guy.
better. He actually does better when Adam Thielen is in the lineup too.
Well, he's getting more
and
receptions.
Adam Thielen's coming back.
This offense runs more smoothly when Thielen is there, and they just get downfield more. And I think that even opens things up for Dalvin Cook more, as you said, more receptions when Thielen's actually on the field. If you look at the splits throughout the year, so Dalvin Cook. Easy matchups, already fucking shredded 2 of these 3 teams. I mean, you can't get a better
It's too
playoff
easy.
schedule than Dalvin
Love
Cook
it.
has. So if he's in
It's
your
simple.
playoffs and you
Yeah.
have to play him, like RIP, I'm sorry
Feel
that
bad
you have
for
to
you.
go through that.
now that you went at a turn. I'm gonna come back.
There's no
There's no turns.
That's why I love this.
This is fucking.
That's why I love this show.
This is dictatorship.
There are no turns.
You take what's yours.
There are no turns.
That's right. So my next league winner is Zach Ertz. And Zach Ertz
He fucking played you.
Fuck yeah,
he
animal.
is first in targets, first in receptions.
He's
And
an
let's
eagle.
just
He's
look
a
at the
pussy.
schedule coming up. Let's look at it. Miami Dolphins,
Just look at it.
New York Giants,
Tough matchup.
Washington Redskins, and the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, 3 of those are division games, so he's got to show up and play hard. The other one's Miami, so we already know that's
He doesn't
how that's
even
going
need
to go.
to play hard, and he'll still be good.
He's the only target on the team. Alshon Jeffrey's been like a corpse all year.
God, I hope Jeffrey.
Nelson
stays out.
Aguilar can't catch the ball. Miles Sanders is like a running back kind of / wide receiver.
Hold on.
Don't even know what his role is right now.
I have a question.
Yes, what's your question?
Well, I know that he's the only target guy, and he's definitely had a massive last 3 games. Does Dallas Goedert scare you at all?
No.
No. Okay.
I think it helps him.
Yeah.
They have to cover him.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
I wouldn't necessarily say it helps him because Goddard took so many red zone looks in the beginning of the year.
Goddard was killing him.
But
early
this
in
is
the
the Ertz that we've come to that we wanted in the beginning of the year, and now we're seeing like
why I traded a 2nd-round pick from in Dynasty.
a lot of defenses.
Last 3 weeks, 11 targets, 14 targets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what it
receptions.
should. Well, does
Fucking
that-
crazy.
What
Yeah,
about
30
what,
receptions.
What about
Can we
when
talk
Jeffrey
about
comes back?
how great of a trade that was for me? How I traded Sanders and
Yeah,
fucking
I
Tyler
know.
Boyd for Ertz.
It was amazing.
What about when Jeffrey comes back? He's gonna see.
I'm a little
even
bit
Jeffrey's
better.
back this week.
It's good.
I don't know if that's good.
I don't know. Wait,
good.
Hold on. Wait, time out. What's the logic behind it? That's good.
It's good.
love that.
He's a shark.
Love
He's a
that.
shark.
Hey.
So Zach Ertz, league winner. If you have him, start him.
I don't, honestly,
go.
I don't hate that because it's a premium position tight end. So
If he
you have
plays
Zach
the way he
Ertz,
has
yeah,
been the last
yeah.
3 weeks, he will fucking
Nah,
single-handedly.
that's a good pick.
Yeah, he's just got to start
Win
getting in
the
the end
league.
zones. I think the teams that he's playing against, it's likely that he will have that chance.
Except one, yeah.
Yeah, except for one.
Hey, Snacks, I'm going to do you a
Cowboys.
favor because you're not good at being in a dictatorship here. Obviously, we overpower you. I'm going to segue it to you for your next guy so I don't do all 3 of mine before you get it.
That's
There
a
we
really
go.
terrible segue because I was trying to do it before he even started.
You
but
didn't do it.
I'm going to go with a guy that
Get bodied.
a little bit of, we kind of shit on
You're a
in the
snack.
offseason.
I'm a meal.
Josh Jacobs,
Josh Jacobs.
we said couldn't handle full workload.
Yeah.
And it could still be to this day, but the Raiders,
He looks good,
he looks really good.
except against the Jets.
Understatement, yeah.
He looks really good.
against the
He's
Jets.
the number 9 ranked running back in fantasy football today. I don't love that he doesn't get any targets.
Yeah.
He gets maybe 2 or 3 a game, and he
Which
does
is
nothing.
surprising
He
because
does
I really
nothing with
thought
them.
that was going to be like a big part of his game.
I didn't think so. I
Really?
think that Jalen Richard,
Why?
he's their pass catching. He's their pass catching
He's
back.
buns, dude.
I never said he was good. I'm
Buns.
just saying I saw Jacobs more as the every down back running the ball and John Gruden loving to run the ball. And they have the number 4 ranked offensive line in football. And the only way this team wins is when they run the football. Because think about it. In 5 losses, he averages less than 72 yards a game. In 6 wins, he averages 90-plus yards a game. So,
Snacky stats.
Snacky poo. Snacky stats.
The
I like that.
Raiders are still vying for a playoff spot. Why wouldn't they want to continue to run the ball? They're
I
going
agree.
to give him. They're going to give him at least 19 carries a game because that's exactly what he averages. 19 carries a game, and listen to the schedule. He plays the Chiefs this week.
Mm-hmm.
How bad do you think they are against the ground game?
They're not good.
They're the worst.
I see another team that they play that's
they're the worst. You know where I'm going at.
I know.
Tennessee's a little bit difficult, but they're
Yep.
really not difficult because they're the 11th ranked.
That's a home game though
worst
for them.
defense. Yep,
Home game.
11th ranked worst against the run. Who am I talking about
It's
next?
the best one right here.
Who am I talking about
This team
next?
cannot stop a running back.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, baby.
terrible.
What happened to that run defense is blasphemy. I have no idea.
such a great
Henry,
D-line,
Derrick Henry
too.
for 450 yards. They are all running wild against that defense. And you know the Raiders are going in there and they're going to run the football against that defense. And then the last week he's got the Chargers. The Chargers are very well. They play very well against the pass. They cannot defend the run. They're the
And I
8th
think by
worst
then
team
they'll just
against
be
the run.
completely checked out.
So, yeah.
The Chargers.
Yeah, that's that too. But either way, the Raiders want to win, and when they win, they give him the ball and he scores yards. That's boom,
Scores yards.
league winner.
Perfect.
Scores yards. I meant to say.
Love when my players score.
I
yards.
love when my players.
You think
score
the
yards,
Chargers
yeah.
are shut down?
I mean, they're just a broken organization, man.
You know who's not fucking broken? Who's on the Chargers? Melvin Gordon, my 3rd league winner.
Shit, that's right.
Melvin Gordon, my 3rd league winner. You know who he
Hey.
plays in Week 14?
You should have went with Austin Eckler.
He's played Giants.
I actually put both of them. I put Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler.
Chargers backfield.
Chargers backfield because I own both of them and you can't get down excited about that.
Can't really decide.
They play the Jacksonville Jaguars in week 14. And just to add on to what Snack said about how fucking miserable they've been against the run, week 10, Carlos
Really
Hyde,
bad.
19 for 160, 8.4 yards per carry. Week 11, they allowed
Carlos Hyde, baby.
2 100-yard rushers.
else?
Marlon Mack, 14 for 109 and a
Marlon
touchdown.
Mack.
Jonathan Williams, 13 for 116, 8.9 yards per carry. Week 12, Derrick Henry, 19 for 159.
Derrick Henry, 175 all-purpose yards.
Henry, running lane. Henry, turning on the speed. Derrick Henry, stiff arm. Henry, another. Oh, he's done it again. Oh, Henry. Touchdown, Titans.
8.4 yards per carry, so they've allowed 8 yards per carry to like 4 fucking straight running backs. Melvin Gordon is about to ball the fuck out. Week 14. Week 15, he gets a tough matchup against Minnesota. Now, they've been very good against the run this year, but they really haven't played any good running backs. Like Aaron Jones torched them for 150 yards from scrimmage and a
Did
touchdown.
not play Saquon.
Damian Williams, 128 yards from scrimmage and a touchdown when they played. Outside of that, they've played running backs that are washed or really bad offenses. Atlanta in the beginning of the season, Chicago before David Montgomery was even out of that split with Tariq Cohen and Mike Davis, Philadelphia where Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders weren't doing anything in the beginning of the year, Detroit without Kerryon Johnson, New York without Saquon, Washington. They did play Dallas and shut down Zeke, which is kind of impressive.
On the road, that was good.
Yeah, but Zeke really hasn't looked that
No,
great
he
as a
hasn't.
runner
He
this
hasn't.
year.
Against anybody.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't want to take away games like that, but for the most part, you know, Aaron Jones and Damian Williams absolutely smashed against them on the ground and just all purpose, and that's what Melvin Gordon does. He brings an all-purpose skill set, and he's been really good lately. Like he's been a great like RB1 for me over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and he's getting back into shape and he's good to go, which leads into week 16 against Oakland, which he has already played once. And he went for 133 yards from scrimmage and a score.
That was his game.
That was his game. That was actually, he had a big game right before that too, but that kind of seemed like the coming out party and let you know that Melvin was here to stay. So I love Jacksonville. I think Minnesota is scary, but not as scary. And then they play Oakland. So I love 2 out of the 3 matchups. I just love what we're seeing from Melvin Gordon in terms of the workload. Like that is his backfield again. Eckler's involved, of course, but pass catching back. And they throw the running back so often that both of them eat all the way. All the time.
So what do you do moving
way.
forward?
I'm
You
playing
take
both of
Eckler
them.
out? You take...
I've been playing Eckler and Gordon
I know
every week.
I know. I'm just asking.
Just because I don't have very strong flex plays besides those 2 running backs.
Gotcha.
So
I was simple question.
I was just yelling at
Nothing
you.
wrong with that.
Well, see,
maybe.
Here's the
We'll
last
find
guy.
out.
Here's the way. See, that's why I segue.
I don't like it.
That's why I segue. I segue because he doesn't feel comfortable playing 2, even though he said he does. But I feel comfortable playing. And you know what? I ain't giving you any bullshit stats, anything like that. I'm going straight gut here. Because that's how I do most of my shit.
My
in
next
life.
one's straight gut, pretty
Gut.
much.
How many more y'all got left?
I got one more.
I got one more. This is it.
Oh.
Wow, that was insane.
We're the best in sync, bro.
Fucking losers. Fucking losers.
I think Patrick Mahomes turns it the fuck on.
Yeah.
No, what do you mean? Yeah.
Number 1 fantasy
He
quarterback
says
last
that-
year? Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You're
number
talking about
2,
2018 fantasy. You're talking about 2018 Patrick Mahomes.
I'm talking 2018 Patrick Mahomes. He has not been
18 touchdowns in the
Patrick
next 3
Mahomes.
games.
There was somebody on this set that said he was overrated in a tweet.
And that person's a fucking
It was in a
moron.
text.
No, it was a tweet. They said Patrick Mahomes is overrated and the world's going to see it today. I'm pretty sure it was Animal. It wasn't me. I know that for sure. That's for goddamn sure.
It's definitely you.
Listen, Lamar Jackson's getting all this. I buy into like the players thinking way too much about all this dumb bullshit that they shouldn't think about. Patrick Mahomes, the MVP last year by
What do
a
you mean
landslide.
thinking about? Like, what are they thinking about?
I think Patrick Mahomes realizes he needs to actually step the fuck up, and the Chiefs really need to start playing well.
He does. You could see him getting a little frustrated
Right,
at something.
exactly.
And he has that ability to just take over. And
That's
be like,
what I'm
be
saying.
Like, I could change all the bad shit that's happening.
Exactly. That was 2018 Patrick Mahomes. He just did anything Free Willy. Free Willy, great movie.
Bo
Willie.
Scarborough.
You already said that.
Yeah,
Bo
I was gonna
Scarborough,
say.
league winner.
Bo Scarborough's not a league winner. But I'm going. Listen, I'm not giving anything behind Patrick Mahomes. I just think he turns something on. He turns a corner. The Chiefs as a team turn a corner. So, boom.
I mean, there's nothing I can say
Patrick
to
Mahomes. Start him easy. No,
disagree.
I told you.
Guy stinks.
I told you. That's it.
All right.
That's it.
My last one, real quick.
Went from statistical snacks to fucking.
We're going away from the skill players.
I literally said that today. I said I had two ones I studied all day, and then one that was on the gut.
Moving away from the skill players a little bit, I'm going to give you a defense here. It's simple. The Baltimore Ravens defense. Double-digit fantasy points since week 7.
Simple.
I dropped them in A-Town got down last
Since
week.
week 7, they've had double-digit fantasy points every single week.
That team is unbelievable.
That was like the Steelers for like 7 weeks until they weren't.
Yeah, but the Steelers
Until
are
you
not
picked them up and started.
Steelers are not destroying everybody across the league. They blitz. They blitz on first down. They blitz and get to the quarterback. Marcus Peters' addition, it turned out really well. He's looking like
He looked great.
He's looking like his rookie season, Marcus Peters.
Did you see Peters
Jimmy
and Ramsey
Smith
chirping at the end of the game last night?
Yeah,
Like
it's
the most like two fucking ignorant players in the league.
It's stupid. Like you're just
Yelling,
talking
"Shut
shit
the
for no
fuck
reason. And then also the last thing I had to say about them was the Baltimore Ravens are the fifth points allowed.
This is just fucking.
Hold on. How do I say
unbelievable.
this here? They have the least points allowed. They're team number 5 on
That's
that.
it.
The fifth fewest points allowed.
Yeah. And then let's look back in the beginning of the season. They let up a lot of points in a couple of games.
Well,
Since Jimmy Smith has come back, they have.
Yeah.
Dude, the Rams, would they score 6 points last night?
The Rams are fucking
That was-
terrible though.
they-
Well,
the Rams-
even
But
the Patriots, they shut down the Patriots.
Houston 7 points. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the team is fucking incredible. They're on a fucking 7-game win
Are they
streak
too
right
hot?
now.
No,
It's too hot. I thought this was the
Are
week.
they too hot?
I thought this was the week that
So did
everyone
I.
got so excited about them that
I
you had
thought
to
the
fade the
Rams.
public.
I thought the Rams would actually
can't-
penetrate the middle with Aaron Donald and stuff.
You
but
can't
no.
in playoff football. You got to run the ball and you got to have good defense. The Rams,
I
mean,
but
the,
dude,
the
it's
Ravens.
football. No team goes this hot, this long, and just rides.
Hold
it.
up. So
Are they too hot?
Baltimore plays San Francisco this week. No question in your mind.
I
you're
think
playing
Baltimore
them.
kills them.
Baltimore kills them.
Baltimore kills
I think first of all, Baltimore
Bet the Niners.
third team. Fuck, how do I say this? The third fewest points against rushing yards a game. 87.7.
I don't think it matters.
If anyone can figure out what the fuck he just said, please comment.
They only let up 87 yards a game to the running backs. Their weakness was the passing, which you saw like that game against the Bengals. The first game was
Marlon Humphrey's been absolutely locked down. They're getting pressure on
I don't like
quarterbacks.
it.
And since Jimmy Smith and Marcus Peters, they lock everyone down.
See, the Ravens center just went out for the year. I hate when centers go out. They are the
Yes.
mainstay of the
Interesting.
offensive line.
I agree.
It's bad.
That
But
just happened
that-
this week.
Yeah,
4
today.
other players on
We
that
got
line
that
are
news
all
today.
elite. That is the most elite,
I-
best line in the NFL, hands down.
I disagree.
You love to see it.
They're up
Hands
there,
down.
yeah.
All right,
Hands
so
down.
Baltimore, 92%
second.
owned. My ass dropped them. Love to see it for the fantasy playoffs.
One more. Can I just do one more real quick? I just want to do Jameis Winston, only because you have him, and I'm hoping that this mushes him a little bit.
What the fuck?
Pick
Well,
a
I also
Jameis.
have Ryan Tannehill.
Jameis
so I'm
Winston
just-
could win your
Wow.
league. 2 elite wide receivers, there's a chance.
He's using his own.
There's a
butt.
chance.
But the mush doesn't work unless you mean it.
I mean it.
Right,
There's
he-
2 elite
he's
wide
saying-
receivers
You
there.
just said you're a mush, so this isn't going to work.
He gets Detroit and he gets Houston weeks 15, 16. So I feel fucking fantastic about that. You know what's great? If I make the championship, I have Watson versus Winston. Like the 2 worst pass defenses playing against each other.
What a game.
That game's going to be like
That'll be a
42 to
9-6
39.
game.
Yeah, it will end up being a 9-6 game because Watson fucking sucks.
All right, so
That's all
there's
we
your
got.
league winners, everybody. Oh, and obviously we're like, C-Mac and those guys were, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, we really had to tell them.
We just didn't
Guys
want
like
to.
C-Mac and like Dalvin Cook.
I still
We
want to
can't
see in the
pick those
comments
guys.
people like, oh, how could you not put C-Mac in there? Like, obviously we know C-Mac's a league winner. All right,
Y'all
Patreon questions.
Patreon questions.
Hada boom, hada boom.
Kyle, we're just going to run down this list real quick. Who gets the most girls out of you 3 and Snacks can't use he has a girlfriend as an excuse?
Man, definitely you. You're in the city. It's not even close.
Yeah, I feel like I don't even.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Why am I
You're in the
lucky?
city. You're in Brooklyn. It's like
Whatever.
there's a
You guys can
billion.
come out to
There's a
Brooklyn.
billion girls there.
I'm the GOAT.
I'm not going to do that.
Just say it, Nick.
All right, where are you starting from? You starting from the bottom, work your way up? How
I'm
you do
going
this?
from the top down. Can we get a BDGE Combine Drills episode in the offseason?
Yes.
Love that idea, George.
That was like one of the first ideas we
planned to do that when we went to
do.
Nashville at the NFL draft, but we were just too drunk the entire weekend.
True,
and didn't
big
end up doing
facts.
it. But I love that. And in coming, actually, I'll touch on this once we get to a question that I saw lower that I think will also relate to this. Justin asks, yo, what's good, fellas? Here's a quickie for you. No homo, but homo. I mean, 2019, I feel like we don't, it is what it is.
Can't do that.
What's been Big Dog's biggest obstacle to this point, and in hindsight, what could have potentially been done to prevent it? Also, what's a brother got to do to get into the BDGE Patreon Fantasy Football League, i.e. what was on the YouTube channel? Would be nice to get hammered and draft some shit. Okay, so that's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I'm
how do you
not
get into the league?
sure.
That was like a one-time thing because it's a dynasty league. So if someone drops out, like if Vato's actually dead and we are not sure if he's dead or alive, we will
Still
have
confirming that.
another person jump in and we'll figure out the actual entrance for that. So I don't know. You're gonna have to stay tuned for that. What's the biggest obstacle to this point in hindsight? What could have been potentially done to prevent it? I mean, I don't think there's been like.
I mean, just I guess you would say geography. Like you living in Brooklyn, like having to drive.
For Fade the Public overall is definitely the geography.
For this, for the company,
on,
I
like
like
weekends and stuff.
I don't think there's been many obstacles in terms of the brand overall because it's been just such a process. I think like when people think of like failing, they think of things that are very black and white, like, oh, this didn't work or that didn't work.
Yeah.
But like when I think of it, it's just like, I wish I had started sooner, or I wish.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I wish I'd started, like if I had started the YouTube channel 3 years earlier, I'd taken it more seriously, like we'd be way over 100K
Like imagine we started this last year, week 1.
Exactly.
Instead of like week 10.
We have much more of a following for it. Yeah. So it's like, it's more, you know, you win or you learn. Like there's the obstacles have been for us geographically because when we're together and we have time to actually prepare and come up with good content and funny shit, like we're really good together, like behind the scenes and just like bullshitting and talking about funny shit. But like, you know,
having the time to sit down and then make it happen is what's kind of
exactly. So going
problem,
forward, this off season, like I said, we're gonna get that studio in Manhattan and have a lot. We're gonna spend a lot of time together.
You're gonna see way too much of us.
Yeah, it's actually gonna be a problem.
You're gonna love it.
What's everyone's Thanksgiving plans and what's your go-to Thanksgiving dessert?
I got it.
I got nothing fun. I'll be at my cousin's.
I got
for a few hours.
I got a nice family thing. We do 4 courses.
Of course you do.
Antipasto, macaroni meatballs, turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and then we do desserts.
Well, are we all in agreement that the sides are like the best part of Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I don't think anyone actually likes turkey.
Right? Well, like turkey's good, but like
my favorite part about Thanksgiving is the macaroni meatballs.
I'd rather have chicken.
Well, I mean, not everybody has macaroni meatballs, but I'm just talking about the sides. That's a side. That's not like your main course.
Right? Yeah, the sides are the best part.
Yeah.
The turkey's,
go-to dessert. Yeah, like I don't like.
I'm gonna cream pie.
See, my thing. Here's my problem. Here's my problem about dessert.
That was awesome.
There is so much dessert for Thanksgiving. But my family gets a cheesecake. My favorite
love
dessert in
cheesecake.
the world
I
is
like pie and cheesecake.
Cheesecake's awesome.
That's my favorite.
I'm
thing.
cheesecake and I love donuts.
I can't say that's my
Fucking love
favorite
donuts.
Thanksgiving dessert.
I feel like by the time you hit dessert, like you've eaten so much, and then you're just at the dessert table, just like picking random things. Like, this sucks, but I'm gonna keep eating.
Yeah, but there's always like that extra room for dessert, no matter
100%.
what. Like I could gorge myself, and then like you pull out some cookies. Like I could eat those.
Yeah,
I know you can.
love to hear. Who's the number one guest each of you would like to invite on the show? Also, is Vato alive or what? I can't answer the second one.
That,
Scott, you're the one that keeps confirming that he's alive. I feel like
is this Scott's question?
every once like once a week you comment in our group chat that you just saw Vato set his lineup, and I never believe you.
He starts fucking with everybody.
Yeah, so I don't know if Vato's alive. Vato, for like the fourth week in a row, if you hear us, please bark.
I could tell you, my number one guest that I want on via video is Scott.
Oh, I thought
so you could see him.
It's Scott.
I was like video.
To this,
I'm getting on a phone. I'm getting on a call with him tomorrow. Actually,
we've been doing this for a year.
Tomorrow.
I don't even know what Scott looks like.
Yeah, none of us do. Maybe
Scott,
you do.
I know you're gonna edit this.
Only Nick
Send me a
does.
selfie.
All right, what's the next question?
Boy, Jerry, who is going to settle down first?
Animal.
Nah, no shot. I don't even want to get married, dude.
Same.
It's fucking for losers.
Animal.
Who's going to settle down first? I mean, like right now, Snack's the only one that's
Basically
even
settled down.
in the running. I think.
I'm in the running, but that means I'm probably not gonna win. So
True that.
That's how that works in my world. So yeah.
slippery snack.
So that's a tough question to answer. I would say that none of us are really that close in our lives right now.
None of us are.
I would say none of us are close, but like me and Animal are very far away. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
So am I.
I have absolutely no plans. I like focusing all my energy on shit like this. I don't. Relationships are just too much.
I'd rather
work
make
and
content and like do this than like have a girlfriend like go out.
Make it.
do hood rat content with my friends. All right, Kyle. When's Animal coming out of the closet? Haha, JK.
Haha, JK. Good one.
I tell you,
Funny.
funny story. Animal texted me last week. He goes, Snacks, I don't know how to do this, man. I was like, what, bro? Like, you tell me anything you want.
You got a platform. Dude.
Oh, here we go.
So you tell me anything you want. And Animal's like, dude, I'm into dudes. And I was like, Animal, it's fine. Like, literally.
It's
like,
2019. I don't even see why that would be an issue.
No, it's not. But
So just tell him.
He's asking
Well, I'm not
when's
gonna
Animal
say
coming
that
to
because
Closet. Last week
I don't want
he
this to
did.
become
He
like a
didn't want to
fucking
say it. So
inside
here it is, Animal.
Yeah.
Say it.
Where you know there's gonna be 10,000 people.
Yeah.
You got to be a lot of dudes hitting on. Maybe there's a lot of guys that think you're
I'm
cute
kidding.
out in the audience.
He didn't say that, but
would totally understand
Animal
that.
has texted me like
Listen, I bang chicks, dude.
Young, I bang chicks.
last
bang
decade.
chicks, bro.
Codeine, what are you most looking forward to out of the podcast during the offseason with a full fantasy football season under your belt? I think I'm most looking forward to the content that we're going to make outside of like this stuff.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, just like off-season, like random content.
Yeah, like TikTok, I think we're going to hit really hard, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I just think little clips, like minute, 2 minute clips are going to be a lot of fun.
Like little like skits and just like random stuff, just like us fucking around.
A lot of vlogging, behind the scenes type stuff is going to be a lot of fun. So that's definitely what's your favorite Thanksgiving meal? I already talked about that. If you're an NFL GM, would you rather pay Jared Goff $134 million over 4, who is McVay's puppet, or pay Carson Wentz $128 for and be worried about an injury history?
Carson Wentz. Jared Goff is not a good quarterback at all. He's fucking terrible.
Why would I pick an Eagle?
Well, that's your own problem. But
I'm going to take Carson Wentz as well.
He's a way better quarterback. He's actually talented.
He's got the tools. At least.
Yeah.
Jared Goff is really bad.
Jared Goff is so bad.
It wasn't Jeff
how he
Fisher.
was like horrible.
It's just Jared Goff.
Do we not remember like when he was on Hard Knocks and like he couldn't call plays?
No, he's bad.
Like that was the thing.
He went from like the worst quarterback in the NFL to one of the best, back to one of the worst. It's
he had
crazy.
the great like half a year with McVay, like where he threw 27 touchdowns, and then
I would rather just pay Fitzpatrick year over year over year.
I
One year,
honestly
$10 million
would too.
contract
Dude, I was
over and over.
thinking about
and
that
over
before.
again.
Like if the Broncos had just taken Fitzpatrick this year instead of fucking
There's a lot
Flacco,
of,
they probably would be a winning team right now.
Imagine the Steelers. Like the Steelers could be like 8-3 right now if they had Ryan Fitzpatrick
easily.
Instead of Mason Rudolph.
It's insane actually.
Vatch, on a scale between 1 to 10, how funny is it going to be if Stevie No Chain wins a ring anytime get down before?
I don't know why it would be funny.
I mean, the content would be pretty fucking funny.
Well, himself.
Steve would go nuts. You know what's funny about Steve? Like, I don't actually know. Does he not follow football at all, or was last year just a very fluky year?
He does. He loves football. He's like,
but like, does he know it well, or is he just like a goofy ass Jets fan?
He's a beast.
Yeah, well, he's a Jets fan, so his knowledge is limited. But he's definitely
he's a gambler. He knows football. He knows football.
He was a 5 dimes guy, probably. He's probably,
big
when you couldn't gamble, he was gambling.
Oh, remember 5 dimes?
Yeah, who doesn't? We're all degenerates.
Bet on WrestleMania.
Love that shit. So I mean, it'd be good content. I love Steve. Steve's like one person I really love in our league, and I wouldn't actually be that pissed. The only reason I'll be pissed,
the best addition of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
No offense, Max.
Huggy Bear, just want to give some honest feedback. I like the non-fantasy football banter. It makes the podcast entertaining, but I feel like it has gone a little too far in that direction recently, in my opinion. It seems like the whole episode is about random stuff or recapping matchups in your league without much analysis. Would like more football talk if possible, maybe some different football-related segments with the random banter laid on instead of the main focus. But hey, just one guy. I just found myself loving all the other posts of the week much more lately. In the beginning of the year, Fade the Public episodes were great, though. That's very good feedback.
Yeah, that's an amazing feedback.
Let me preface the answer to this with saying that what you said is spot on, but is also intentional. We are intentional about doing the episodes that way, and I apologize. It's because the episodes throughout the week that are not Fade the Public are so information-oriented that we wanted this to be a branding
all
thing.
your other content is straight analysis, good. Like that's if you want that you got to watch all his other content. Fade the Public is more just a personal. Like we love fantasy football, we love football. We're talking about it.
We started the whole show last year.
There's going to be some analysis, but it's not. We're not going to sit here and read off all these stats and stuff for you. That's just not. That's not who I am. That's not who Snacks is.
Yeah,
that's
and
why,
we tried that in the beginning of the year,
nicks.
and it's funny you say that. Like you like those ones. We were doing a lot of segments where it was very stat focused, and I didn't think those were good episodes for us.
No,
like we tried to push that on
we were like
ourselves,
faking
but
it.
That's not us, right? Exactly. So I thought those were boring, and I can understand why you like them because some people get more value out of the informational side.
Yeah, and this is an hour long, so you're trying to like get something that you can, some value from something. But I mean,
this is why like this section of the episode is like one of my favorite. I love the Patreon
This is
question.
the best thing we've ever started.
Yeah,
I like talking to these
great.
people.
Huggy Bear, that was a phenomenal comment.
Big dogs,
Really
I want to talk to you.
So when we started Fade the when I originally was like, yo, I want to do a podcast about our league. Like I envisioned, and this was before I moved to Brooklyn, so we had all still lived in the same town in New Jersey together. I wanted like half of the episode. So if you watched 2 weeks ago when we did the whole pizza thing and Steve doing his punishment or whatever, that was half like random content and like vlog behind the scenes stuff.
No football involved.
Right. So this offseason, a lot of our episodes I think are going to be like half that and half of football banter.
Yeah, like almost like mini vlogs with some whatever going on in between.
I want this to be much more like lifestyle oriented and just like be able to have really fun, a lot of fun with it. And eventually, the production value will go up and like you'll be watching this and be like, this is fucking really enjoyable to watch, even though it's not informational.
And you
via
can
football.
connect with us. Like a lot of people, when they watch, they comment below like, wow, I feel like I'm sitting right there with them in a bar. That's really what we meant to do.
Three guys who love fantasy football.
But
love football, love sports.
That's a great comment.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean it's spot on, but just to make sure you get that, like
clarify
that kind of stuff.
Clarify for you.
That shit was intentional.
Stop watching.
Based Shababa, a super flex suggestion. You guys ever think about doing points per completion? Give quarterbacks a guaranteed 20-point floor.
No. It's too crazy when you start doing shit
I don't
like
the points per carry, the points per completion. I don't know. They're just
points per first down. I didn't mind when we had that for like running backs.
I didn't hate
that,
that either. I might vote that in.
I didn't hate that. Like outside of like that, I don't like doing anything too crazy because it just like like someone commented something today about like the thing where you play 2 teams a week instead of like just one to even it out. But like all that's doing is like, why do we want to even the playing field and make it more fair for everyone?
Yeah.
I need those variables. I need that freak shit to happen to make it exciting.
That freak shit.
Yeah, I
The
need that
animals on
freak shit.
That's a good segue.
Right?
What segue?
Goodbye.
No. Real quick though, yeah, we talked about the point per first down. The reason I didn't like it is because it's not an accessible stat, so you can't plan for it, or project for it when you're doing
there's no
drafts and
stats
stuff.
on it, though.
And the completion thing, yeah, I mean that's just like out of control. That and points per carry, and a lot of people do that and they like it, but I just feel like it just adds in a bunch of unnecessary shit just to do it, and it inflates all the scores and just. I don't know. It
doesn't work.
It doesn't work in my humble ass opinion. So that is all we got for this week's episode. Those questions were from Patreon, where you could sign up for our weekly rankings, a private live stream each week, getting to ask us these personal Q&A questions. There will be some more behind the scenes stuff throughout the off season to give you guys, more exclusive content. There's a waiver wire article. So patreon.com/BDGE. Go sign up. If you enjoyed this week's episode, smash that motherfucking thumbs up.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up, motherfucker.
Comment down below. What was your favorite part of the episode? And subscribe to the channel if you're new.
Also, put some of your league winners in there.
Yeah, I want to see. Don't.
Don't.
All right, I love y'all. See you next week.
Guys.
Montgomery on the return. Penalty marker down.
What are you doing? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Oh my God!